Hello everyone, thank you for watching Mad Trucks with Marcos. Today we are going to do something a little different than what we've done. So I've talked before about some of the in-house custom builds that we do, and on this video we're going to give you the opportunity to see what it is stock and kind of show you what it takes and the transformation it goes through to get done to a custom build. So it's a 2016 Jeep Wrangler. It is unlimited, which means it's a 4-door, and then this particular one does have the Rubicon package on it. So with the Rubicon package, we do get rock rails, and then wheels and tires that are specific to the Rubicon, and then a couple suspension things that set the Rubicon apart from another Wrangler. So we'll go around those things and we'll see what you guys think. Alrighty guys, so here we are. We have a fully built 2016 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. So you got to see, when we looked at it at a stock point, it was already a very capable off-road vehicle. So Dana 44s, front and rear. It does have the lockers, which is really nice to have right from Jeep. And then we also have the disconnecting sway bars. So right from the factory, very set up to go off-road. So actually, let's start at the top. This particular vehicle was built with a purpose, and it was to basically load everything up and drive across the country. So we have here, so this is a two-piece system. So at the very top, we have Body Armor's cargo basket. It's really nice. It's super lightweight. When you consider how high up there it is, you don't want to add a lot of weight because then we start to, get the center of gravity a little higher up than we want, start to really mess with the handling on the on and off ramps. So that's really nice to have. It's a really nice powder coated textured finish, which kind of matches all the other finishes that are on the Jeep. So right here, this is also right from Body Armor. That is their cargo carrier. This one's really nice. Here it mounts into existing holes. So no drilling in the body here. And then in the back, kind of walk around the back. So this one has two rear mounting options. We chose to mount it right to the chassis. It does also come with brackets to mount it up in the body. Basically then it would stop here. You wouldn't have this loop down here. Depending on what aftermarket bumper you had, chances are you might need to mount it up to the body. We did have to make some custom brackets on the inside to be able to mount this up without hitting the bumper. So that is one of the things, if you really got to make it work with the bumper and it doesn't fit just right, then maybe mounting it to the body is something that you're going to think about. But overall, really nice package. It's very sturdy, and it's also pretty lightweight. All overall, like I said, the basket's about 30 pounds. I don't think this weighs much more than 60, 70 pounds. So overall, nice, lightweight, it works, and it also does give the Jeep really cool look. A lot of people do like that, and it's just a really nice upgrade that you can actually use. So we will then talk. So these are Aries Fender Flares. This is an aluminum tube style fender flare. They're really nice. Obviously, they do give the Jeep a lot of look. They also do give us a little bit more clearance here than what the factory flares would have. That's going to be nice when we disconnect the sway bar if this thing really articulates. We're not going to have to worry about clearance anywhere on this one. So that is really nice, again, with the black textured powder coated finish. The Aries Flares, they're really nice. They don't weigh much more than the stock ones. They fit really well. They feel solid. It's nice to have some metal there and replace the factory plastic. While I'm talking about the flares, I do want to mention down here, I hope you can get a good shot at it. So these are inner fender liners. This is something that if you come to us and say, hey, I want fender flares, from now on we're automatically going to require that you get the inner fender liner. It's just a really nice, clean way of protecting your engine bay. Typically with these flares, the instructions say to trim the factory fender liner. But that only does so much. I mean, it's still going to leave some gaps where stuff can get in. but the other thing is just not going to give that nice, clean, finished look. And when you have a 3-inch lift and this kind of area exposed, want to make sure it's all nice and clean in there. So yeah, that is from Ace Engineering. Really nice, again, aluminum, so we're not adding a crazy amount of weight to this Jeep. So suspension. For suspension on this, I mean, quality was definitely one of the things we were looking at. It's a 3-inch BDS suspension lift. BDS is really nice. They have their no fine print warranty, so my customers are buying this with warranty. They don't have to worry about that, but even if it's 10, 15 years down the road, they have a problem with a spring or an end link, anything from BDS, it's going to be covered for lifetime. So that's just really nice peace of mind. And obviously, if they're going to warranty it that long, they're going to put out a really great product. So we've done a lot of the 3-inch BDS lifts. Have never had an issue with them. So 3-inch BDS. This one we did upgrade to the Fox shocks. I'm just going to improve a little better ride, and also it is nice to have the Fox shocks there. They have the cool stainless steel finish on them. Looks very nice. So wheels and tires. So on this Jeep, we went with the smaller wheel, bigger tire option. On a Jeep, it is nice, and we do see a lot of them with 20s, but it is nice on a 17-inch wheel. You get a little more meat on the sidewall, gonna give us a little cushier ride, and then off-road, you can air down and get a little more contact spot by doing that. But yeah, it's a Nitto Trail Grappler MT. Really good tire. It's a self-cleaning mud tire. The customer actually specifically asked for these tires because he had them on his 3/4 ton Silverado that he traded in, and he was extremely happy with how they wore on his truck. He had pulled trailers, so he's like, that's a tire I want to go with. And we've used them before, so definitely no problems there. It's a great choice. It is a 35 inches tall, 12.5 inches wide, and again on a 17-inch rim. And it is a Pro Comp flat black wheel. Does kind of look nice. Definitely has that Jeep look to it, classic Jeep look. But it's aluminum, and it's going to work great with this package. So on the front, so you will notice the big KCs on the front. So if you're into the Jeep scene, off-road scene at all, you definitely have seen some KCs out there. The really cool thing about these is this is their G6 driving light. And it's nice because, so it looks old school, you get the old school cover, but it's everything underneath it is brand new LED technology. This is road legal in all 50 states. So this is something that my customers can get on the highway, turn them on. And this, since we did delete the factory fog lamps, these are hooked right into the fog lamp switch. So, when you hit, they work just as the factory fogs would, but being at like a 6-inch LED light, it's definitely going to have a good amount of light that they give. And again, it's completely street legal. A lot of the lights that we end up doing on these Jeeps are off-road use only. But this is something nice, old school look, but you still have new technology. So they are mounted on this body armor bumper. This is their Stubby Series bumper. It's really nice. It has the same textured finish that we have on the rest of the Jeep. So a customer did want it all to match. So it's nice, textured finish matches great. It is winch ready. So if they don't necessarily need a winch, if they wanted to put a winch on it at some point, all they have to do is bolt it on, wire it up. They wouldn't have to get a mounting plate, any of that stuff. It's all ready to go. One thing I will note on these body armor bumpers, a lot of people, if you go online and look at the pricing, it's like, oh man, that's not bad. Well, this is a 2-piece bumper, and what I mean is this part down here, if you can get down there, Matt, this part down here is actually a skid plate. So the bumper and this is 2 separate pieces. So we always do make sure when we order this bumper, we do get the skid plate because it does protect, in this case, the electric motor for the sway bar disconnect. And then also it's basically the bottom of your radiator support that ends up being there. So skid plate is nice. If you don't, if you don't necessarily click on the button, you're not going to get that option. So the 2-piece system is really nice. It is actually going to protect us, but it also gives us that look that we're going for on this. So yeah, we did a lot of things on this Jeep. Like I said, it started with the Rubicon, and then we did a lot of little custom touches to basically make it to the point where it's, there's still a little bit of room that the customer can play with it, but pretty much this is the Jeep that they wanted. It was a great experience. They came in, they picked out their Jeep, we picked out their package, and here they are. They just brought it in yesterday to get the suspension and all that stuff retorqued. That is one of the things we do on our packages. After 500 miles that the customer puts on it, we bring it back in and retorque the suspension. That's basically just going to prevent a end link or something falling off on the highway, because these Jeeps do naturally flex a lot. We do have to go back in there after X amount of miles and retorque everything to make sure that it's safe for you guys. So any questions you have about any of the stuff we've done in our custom builds, please give me a shout, let me know. And if you have a custom build that you want to do, please give us a call, and we'll make sure we get it taken care of.